Good choice. Brother, Can You Spare a Dime was a song written by American author E.Y. Yip Harburg in 1931. He wrote the song for a Broadway musical he was a part of called Americana. If you would like to listen to the song before learning about its history and social significance, click here.
Harburg's inspiration came from the people on the streets of New York, who were constantly asking their fellow citizens, "Can you spare a dime?" in the hope of collecting enough money to survive. That is why the song was called the Anthem of the Breadline, because much of this begging would occur in the long lines that formed in the streets while people waited to receive their free food, which was usually bread and soup.
Harburg's lyrics were a part of a larger slew of songs that worked to characterize the hardships of the working class citizens during the heart of the Great Depression. His song, however, differed from many other songs in a few characteristic ways. One of the major things that allowed Harburg to create a unique piece of writing that stood out was his attitude towards his writing during the Depression. While many people found themselves feeling squashed by the lack of money and employment brought around by the market crash, Harburg found inspiration. In an interview for Studs Terkel's Hard Times, Harburg said, "When I lost all my possessions, I found my creativity." This creativity allowed him to write a song that stood out because it wasn't a typical Depression-era song.
Most verses written in the 1930s focused on the vitality of the American people and how the citizens would prevail over the Depression. Harburg's lyrics take a different approach. He begins his verses in a positive light, glorifying the commitment American citizens made to their country. "Once I built a railroad. I made it run, made it race against time." This is the first half of the third verse, and it gives a sense of pride in the accomplishment that were the products of the investments that those working class people gave to their nation.
The second half of the verse, however, takes on a new, angrier tone. "Once I built a railroad, now it's done. Brother, can you spare a dime?" This line, accompanied with the shift from a major to a minor key in the musical score, is reapproachable. It begins the question, as Harburg himself put it, "I made an investment in this country. Where the hell are my dividends?"
The song became quickly popular following its release because it resonated deeply within those who were suffering during the Depression. The popularity of the song began to scare the American government due to its rebellious and discontented undertones, and even prompted the government to ban the song from radio stations. However, it was too late, and as Harburg said, the song had already done its damage.
Though we are not in such a state of economic depression today, this song still holds relevance in our society. There is a very small percentage of the population that holds the majority of our country's wealth, leaving a much larger amount of people who must struggle year in and year out just to make ends meet. Not to mention that 15% of our country's entire population lives in poverty as of 2010. Though the situation is different, the theme still remains. When will the people receive the rewards for their dedication to this country?
Thanks for listening to us. Now, do you want to continue learning about the arts? Or do you want to learn about economics, the political, or social issues? Thanks for listening. If you'd like to learn more about the arts, click here. If you'd like to learn about economics, click here.
Or you can learn about political or social.